when you have a game like League of Legends or Deadlock, right, where it's essential to like a bunch of shit is just thrown in your face, right? Like you have items, you have
Right.
the urn. We're talking Deadlock right now. You have items you can
Yeah.
buy. You have the urn. Of course, you have like the different characters. You have your abilities, right? You have all of these things that you're like kind of keeping track of, and there's like you're like confused. That's why you need someone to hold your hand, right? Same thing with League of Legends, right? Like it's the concept. Like if you've never played a MOBA before, um, then you need someone to hold your hand or you're not gonna know what's going on. With Overwatch, it's one of those things where it's like it's more comparable to chess because the premise is very simple. Like I don't think like unless you've never played a shooter before, you're not gonna be really confused getting into this game. It's like take your gun and shoot the enemy, right? And then you also have objectives, right? And usually you just have to stand on them, and that's pretty much it. Like you can see the
Very
progress bar at the
simple
top of
stuff.
the screen. Like
Very
it's a very
simple stuff.
simple setup, right?
You have
But
capture the flag. You have
right,
like
you have
move a
move the
car.
payload,
You
right? Like
have
this is
super
not
simple things to
right.
like understand.
You don't need Rhodes scholars to like figure this shit out, right?
Right.
But whatchamacallit? But the complexity comes in when you like really start playing it and you really like you could easily play Overwatch casually for like the rest of your life and never get into it. I mean, this is what we're talking about, like the 1,500-hour mercy mains,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who are
Oh
quick
yeah,
play
who
warriors,
don't
right? And
barely
there's no
understand the
shame,
game.
right? Yeah, there's no shame in doing that. Like play like as long as you're not taking that shit into comp. Although then again, if you
Yeah.
are, you'll just be like bronze and you'll be with the rest of them. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
fine, like no shame.
Like
I want to make it
they're
clear.
enjoying their time.
Right, yeah, like play the game how you want it to be. There's quick
Yeah.
play for a reason. And also, they're the people that will shell out a bajillion dollars for Mercy skin. So if it helps Blizz keeps the lights on, then like shit, like go for it. But the more you look into it, the more there's like there's just layers and layers and layers and layers. Like I would have never ever even thought about like half of the things that I do today. And even like the most simplest things are still like most of the player base don't know about. Like if I'm right now I'm practicing like trying to get competitive teams to communicate together, and then like the very very basic macro, like how do
Yeah.
you run an attack on someone, or how do you like communicate? And it's just like you have to target call like always, and usually the tank is always saying who to shoot, right? um
Mm-hmm.
and then ult tracking. And then what are you gonna do with that information? Oh, we have these ults, they have these ults. We're gonna open with Kitsune Rush, and then if we need to, we can like Sojourn Overclock. We know they have Blossom, Reaper Blossom, so like save Suzu for it. Like they're like
Yeah.
like instead of having all of the stuff up front, you get to a point where it's like the more you look, the more you uncover. That is, I think, what is I guess more enjoyable for me. But I want to go back to the point of Overwatch, of chess being like the game that maybe we could debate is the hardest to master, because I've thought about the way that the really like autistically smart people behind Stockfish, like the engine, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they've created an AI that is basically, they haven't even mastered chess. It keeps getting
No.
better, is the thing. I'm not sure. Do you think there's a limit? Like, do you think there is a point where we have optimal chess? Like, if we get smarter and smarter computers and smarter systems, right? The Stockfish in like 200 years, let's say, like, do you think there is a like canonically correct move in any game of chess, and that like we will have figured that out, and how to consistently get that in like 200 years or some shit? I don't know.
Okay, I think within 200 years, if we're saying 200 years is like the arbitrary time,
Right.
yeah, I do, because chess is a finite game. It has near infinite possibilities of like combinations, but it's still finite.
It is still finite. Like there are moves that you can make on the board, right?
Yeah. And there's rules that make it so there's almost endless like combinations, but there's still rules that enable it. Okay, so it's not completely infinite. There's still a set list,
Right.
and I think eventually with AI and with like quantum computing, especially with the developments we'll have there, I think there's gonna reach a point where computers will essentially be able to like, yeah, this is the best move given because they'll have every single
They will
opening,
just truly
every single move.
compute every
Yeah,
single
it'll be a
outcome.
library.
Right.
It'll be a library of every single outcome that can possibly be played in chess. I do think eventually they'll reach that point.
But the question,
200 years is a long time, man.
200 years is a long time. I mean, that's just arbitrary. I'm just saying, like
But
I guess
yeah,
the real
like,
question
will
was
that
like whether or
happen?
not,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, whether or not we will be able to solve chess. I mean, that's the terminology. Like, can you solve chess, basically? And you think the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes too, because there's a finite amount of moves that you can make, like you said. Here's the question that I had, right? Is I'm not sure if anyone has like started this project, but can you make an AI that plays Overwatch? Or can you make an AI that plays League of Legends, maybe even, right? We can use the example of League, I guess, because with Overwatch, you have aimbot, basically. Like if you have an AI that plays Overwatch, obviously if you want it to be the best, then it has to have aimbot. But the question then becomes like, well, Overwatch is not a game where you can like if you look at a chessboard, I can make what, like there's 8 pawns that I can move. I'm just thinking about the starting positions, right? 8 pawns that I can move, and 2 knights, right? That's all you can do, right? Like that's right, 10 moves to start.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Overwatch, if it has I mean, we can say, okay, it has omnidirectional movement. Okay, well, you're cooked already. I mean, that's literally infinite, like, possibilities. If we say it's 8 directional movement, fine. It's 8 directional movement. But then you're talking about abilities. You're talking about ultimates. You're talking about, like, movement, positioning, like, all of that stuff, right? Which is
on a macro level.
On a macro level, too, right? So even like if we got 10 aimbots and put them in a game together, that's all well and good, right? But eventually what you want to do if we want to, I guess, like have AIs that play Overwatch is, yeah, sure, they'll have aimbot, but now it's a question of like
smart, essentially,
right,
game
smart,
wise.
and then how are you going to position yourself so you're not getting aimbotted, basically? Like it's going to be
AI. Can you give a bot game sense?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that is the part that like I'm not smart at. Like if I had the resources of like fucking Anthropic or OpenAI right now, low key, just out of personal interest, I would just be trying shit.